Okay, so it's part 2 of the sous vide video. So we have the coffee, which I made in the video ahead, but I'm actually going to put it in out of order. Got my coffee to keep me caffeinated, and now it's time to see how my very delicious. I've done all this before, but anyway, here's the practice channel. I have no space in my kitchen. It's a little difficult sometimes. But anyway, what you wanted to see is my sous vide results, and I want to see too because I haven't actually had a look. Let me just. Oh gosh. Okay, I'll clear up some stuff because I have like literally no space to work here. I got to put this away. Oh, did you see that? The ice just dropped another brick. It scares me in the middle of the night sometimes. I think someone's coming here to murder me or something. For no reason. Probably watch too many movies. But anyway, oh crap, this is taking too long. Maybe I should make this a... let's make it a long video. Like, it's not like anyone's even bothering to watch this stuff. Okay, so, we've got that. Clear some space. Clear some space. Alright, so, mise en scène, very important. I did a video on that as well. Now, it's time to look at my results from the sous vide. And, well, if you're looking at my face now, you should turn your 360 view around to the other side, because now you can see the Anova Nano, which I don't recommend because it's just not even nano, and you can't take it apart to clean, and it sucks. It does the job, but not 2 stars at most. I'll review it another day. Okay, got this to weigh it down and manage the water. Then take this out of it. This is to separate the 2 different meat things. Okay. And we have the beef brisket, which I'm going to cook for 3 days. So that's starting to... wow, all the water's come out of that. It's actually beef stock, which you shouldn't chuck out because it tastes like beef. It's like nice beef juices. You can make a gravy out of it. But that needs to cook for another day or 2. It's done like a little bit. I'm going to long cook that. But what I'm really after is this. Now let's see how it looks. Alright, well it actually looks quite cooked. I don't even know what cut it is because it's in Chinese. But a little bit of water's come out of it. And the bag, actually look, the bag is still vacuumed. So I'm glad because sometimes the bag's leaked and then I'm in a pickle as to whether or not I should eat it or not. I mean, I guess the water there is clean, but I don't always clean the container as much, and then sometimes, well, from previous bags, what's happened is, see this printing ink? It's come off on a long hot cook, like over like a long, like sometimes I've done like 80 or 90 degrees over like 2 days, and all this ink's come off, and then it's gone through the sous vide machine. It's gone into the heating element and stuck there. And you can't clean it because it's the bloody nano version, which they cheaped out on everything, and it's not even that nano, and I hate it. And I complained to them and said, oh, we'll give you a refund, but that doesn't help because I'm in Hong Kong and no one refunds anything. I bought it from some weird shop and it wasn't even that cheap. Anyway, don't get the nano version. It's stupid. You can't take it apart to clean, unlike the other one with the silver. You can unscrew the silver and you can clean the heating element, and it'll probably last you many, many years. This thing, I don't know, it's all caked up with printing ink. Or get this one and get the proper vacuum sealer bags and you won't have that problem. But you still want to clean it because the water is not pure, right? The water has like hard minerals in it. It's like drinking mineral water, but not the good type that you buy from Evian that comes from France, although someone told me they just use tap water in China. Don't know how true that is, but anyway. I guess you could just soak it in vinegar to clean it. That would probably work. In fact, that might even work for my my problem. I could soak in vinegar or ethanol. I actually have a lot of ethanol. See this? That's not ethanol. That's oh no. That's ethanol. I think that's ethanol. It's some sort of alcohol that's used for camp stove. And this one, that's I bought that because 2 years ago when COVID was here, I was freaking out. I was like, oh, must buy supplies, and I bought from a paint shop this ethanol, which the labels come off. It's on that one. It's like 99.9% ethanol, and then I have too much, but I can mix it with water to make the hand sanitizer. That's pretty much just that, plus 70% ethanol and then 30% water. Alright, where were we? Alright, well, this video is always long and windy, but that's the whole point of this channel. It's not so much for the viewer, but if you get something out of this, great, because I am trying to teach myself media training without getting a company to do it. I should watch some courses. I'm sure some people have figured out a good way to learn all this, but the way I see, you can learn a lot just by doing it. Which is why for now I've been doing a video every day. I took a bit of a break now and then, so there's a few gaps, but then I do a whole bunch of videos released every single day. You can even subscribe and watch them all, but I don't know if you'd have that much time and patience to. But anyway, so some people do. I'm not complaining if you do, but I always say unsubscribe, because I don't want people to... It's not my best work, you know what I mean? It's my practice channel. And if you like it, you like it. If you get something out of it, you get something out of it. But I really want people to watch my main channel, Juice. That's the one I spend a lot of time on. It kind of burns me out because it takes so long to do, and I'm kind of need to do a few more videos for that. But anyway, I'm working on it, and in Hong Kong, these COVID restrictions, you can't do anything now. You can only legally have 2 people per household. Like, if you live together in a family, that family can meet another group with another family, but you can't have 3 people from 3 different families out. That would be very illegal, and they will fine you or put you in jail. Anyway, I better get on with it, eh? So, okay, I'm gonna heat the pan up really hot in the meantime. This Chinese thing, I have trouble with it. I'm trying to figure out which of these settings is the hottest one, and I can't even read Chinese and I forget. That's for congee. I think that might be. Oh, it's also faulty too. Let's see, it doesn't turn on. I think that might get hot. Anyway, for this searing method, because I have the blowtorch, but see I have all the tapes, but like my blowtorch thing, when I put it on, it kept leaking gas, and you don't want that to happen. When you light it, it's going to explode in your face. Oh, it's scary. So I chucked it out. It was kind of a good one too. It's like the 3rd one I've had. They keep breaking on me. You know what I mean? The little blowtorch things you put on top here. I don't know. I think I dropped one once on itself, and it cracked the inside, and then it just kept spraying out gas dangerously. And then I chucked that one out. I might have dropped the second one again because, like, I have no space here. It's just easier to things fall, and when it falls, it hits. It's like a T, and then it hits itself and it cracks and breaks, and then when you put it on, you can hear gas coming out uncontrollably, like everywhere, like from where your finger is supposed to be. And I'm like, oh, if I started the gas, if I ignited it, I would go up in a ball of flames. So I definitely want to play it safe when it comes to fire. That's heating up. I can feel it really hot, but I want to get it super hot, so I'm gonna let it cook a bit. It's somewhat thick. You can see the metal there. There's about that much metal, which is just a solid base. So I'm gonna get that really hot. But actually, it's probably getting too hot because I had to turn it down because I need more prep time. This is getting a little cool. It's still quite hot to the touch, actually. I actually need to cool this down a little bit because otherwise it's going to overcook. The idea of the sear is to get a bit of a crust on it because it doesn't look great when I take it out. It's like a bit cooked in a plastic bag kind of look, which is exactly what's happened. Now, this is okay. It hasn't leaked, or has it? There's a little bit of liquid there. Don't know where that's come from. Maybe it's leaked a tiny bit because it's been in there for I think 20 hours or something like that, or 18 maybe. So this is an 18-hour, 55 degrees Celsius, which is roughly 130 degrees Fahrenheit cook time. And there it is. You can see some of the juices have come out, but it's cooked. But if I cut it open now, you'll actually see that it's still red inside. So it hasn't. It's kept it to the. Wow, that smells strong. It smells like a strong cow smell, like a little too strong to be palatable. But that's fine. Got my tongs. See me? Had to lower the camera because otherwise you can't see the food. So you know what? I'll do that. But you're going to be looking at my crotch. But you look here. Don't look here. Don't want you to be too impressed. Okay, now here is my steak. I'm gonna try to get some water, let it drip a bit, and you can see the middle of it a little bit rare, which is perfect. So get my steak knife, and I'm gonna just cut the middle of it. Lower the camera a bit. That's as low as it goes. Let's just show you the level of doneness. Oh, there you go, see? That's the thing about sous vide, it keeps it at exactly 55 degrees. And that is actually a good doneness. And I'm going to give it a taste test. Do you want some ASMR action? You do, right? Okay, here, listen and watch this. That's going to get rid of the viewers, or attract the right viewers. One or the other, very polarized in this channel. Quite tasty, very soft. When I cooked this just with the pan, this cheap cut of meat was so chewy, I'd eat two of them, because I like to be fat. I ate two of them and my jaw would start locking up. I'd be like, oh, my jaw is so sore when I talk, because this cut of meat is so tough. It's got quite a good beef flavor too. What I'm doing now is getting rid of the moisture, by the way, because getting rid of the moisture is a good way to get a good pan sear. The problem with water on the surface is when it hits the pan, the water turns into steam, and that steam stops it from getting that crust that we want. We want to burn it, and we want to use fire to not steam. We don't want to steam it. The water will steam it. We want to char it. So I am now trying to get rid of all the water on the surface. And if I had my blowtorch, it'd be a bit easier, but like I said, I don't have it, so this is the pan fry one. And most people don't have a blowtorch. You have to go out and buy one specifically. So, yeah. So if you don't have one, then this is the way to make it. Second towel. Really trying to get rid of that water. And you can probably make two at once, but I like to make them separately. I can make this one first and then that one secondly, because it gives you twice the amount of practice to be able to cook. Now obviously I've kind of got the middle there like that, but I can sear that and you won't even notice, except then the shape is a bit like a diamond. I should cut a heart there, then I can make a heart shape. But anyway, okay, so let's turn up this stove. I'm really trying to get rid of the moisture, so probably should let it sit for a while. Let's let it absorb the water. The other thing some people do is let it put it in the fridge and let the air. The fridge is kind of a dry heat. It will take a bit of the moisture out of it, but then it will cool it too much, because this is slightly warm now. It's not as hot as it was before. Before it was quite a hot temperature. Now it's almost room temperature, is slightly warm to the touch. And you can see there it's quite dry. This piece of cow, it's quite dry. Oh, and I didn't mention the texture before. Yes, it is much softer, much less like chewy. Like when you keep chewing that, it hurts your jaw. Okay, if you look here, oh, I've got the pan on really hot now. Yeah, I can feel the heat there. Now, one way to test if your pan is hot enough is just get a little bit of water, and then you will sprinkle it. And see those little dots? Oh, it's actually not hot enough. See those dots that like jump on the top of the pan? It's an interesting effect. I hope you can see it because this camera's not that sharp. But what's happening is, oh, and as I talk, I'll just change the mode to make it hot. I want it hot. Maybe that one? Oh, I can't even get it. I hate this. Oh, this is like playing with me. Is that one small fry? I think it's small fry. Try that. I need to get a tissue and blow my nose, and like, I'm not gonna cut it in this video, so you get to watch me blow my nose. Like, not the best. Oh, allergies. Not the best channel in the world. Not the best video, but wow. At least it's real. It's like you know, when they say uncut, it's like this is like literally uncut. Wash my hands because I just blew my nose, and even though I'm eating my own food, it's a good habit to get into. Like, you don't want to be like blowing your nose really loudly and then you have guests over, and then you're in the habit of not washing your hands and you're cooking and people are like going, ew, this guy's disgusting. It's like the chef that doesn't wash his hands when you go to the toilet and you see like the chef come out of the toilet stall, flush, come out of the toilet stall and then walk straight out, and you know you're not in a good restaurant then. Okay, quite dry now. A pan, hopefully it's hotter than before because I want the water to really dance on top, see that? And the reason is the water turns into steam, and then the steam goes around the water and keeps it from hitting the whole surface. It's kind of the same principle that makes you boil your meat instead of fry it. Anyway, now the next step here is to get some tasty things. So probably do, yeah, always do this before, because once it's frying you don't have time. Put that there. Got myself some garlic. While my pan heats up to like, I'm trying to get it to like 1,000 degrees. I'm trying to get it to as hot as possible. Okay, got my garlic. I am just going to cut it. You can probably just see it on the bottom, but I'm not going to. You've seen people cut. You know how to cut garlic, so don't need to show it. I'm going to cut garlic. One thing I do with garlic, which is kind of healthy, is I get a jar or anything heavy and then I whack it like that, see? And apparently, or so I've read, that bursts the cells in garlic and makes it release like a magical ingredient called allicin, and then it's supposed to be really good for you and cure all cancers and diseases and sexual transmitted diseases and AIDS and also COVID, I guess. Cures everything except good breath. Anyway, so I've mashed my garlic, and the next step here is to just cut it into slightly thinner steps, because I'm going to use this garlic to flavor the oil, and I'm going to put a lot of oil in because now's the time to flavor my steak. Next thing is I'm going to have my cumin ready. I've got some grated cumin. You can use whatever you like. I mean, if you like pepper, put pepper. If you like whatever, put whatever. But today I'm doing cumin. I've got so much stuff around here. I'll organize as I cook. Okay, I hope that's hot. I'm going to put a little bit more water on it. and I can see those little beads of water like dancing around. I don't think I can get this hotter. I've changed the mode, and I guess it's hot. I just want it to be like barbecue hot, you know, like coals, like put the burning coals hot. I never seem to be able to get my pan hot enough. Because I want to like quickly sear the steak, like burn it, and then quickly, just a minute, just to get it not looking like a boiled thing, and then flip it, and then just give it that like barbecue look as well as the taste. Because there's a thing called a Maillard reaction. I hope I'm saying it right. Maillard or Maillard? Don't know. Anyway, it's when you get meat or anything to a certain temperature, it starts to burn, and that burning gives it that distinct barbecue flavor. Now, if it was all wet and water, the water would steam up, and water can't get to more than 100 degrees, and the water would actually stop it from creating that Maillard reaction. It would keep the temperature low. It's kind of like how the sous vide is keeping everything 55 degrees exactly. Sort of. Like, 55 is quite low, but I couldn't get the steak to 120 degrees Celsius because water boils at 100 degrees, and it would stop it going above 100 degrees unless you're using a pressure cooker, and then you can get water to be above 120 degrees, but it's still a moist or wet cooking method, so you're still not going to be able to get that burning Maillard flavor, you know. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the pan as hot as I can. It's been on max for a while. I remember using a gas. I mean, this is induction, see? Oh, look at that thing. This is using induction, so I can't get it quite as hot. At least not on this one, with the broken screen. But, yeah, if I was using gas or something, like a gas stove or a hob, they call it, then I can get it a bit hotter. Or if I was using fire or, you know, like coals, I can get it hotter. But with induction, it's not gonna let it get too hot, which is kind of why I bought the blowtorch. Yeah, so it's not a bad thing. Or you can get a Sears awl. It's called a Sears awl. Sears awl. Kind of hard to say quickly. It's a disperser that spreads the fire from being like a small strip like that, where you blowtorch and it's like concentrated into this area. It makes it bigger, and then you can char it. But anyway, I don't have those here, so we're doing it the good old pan method. Let's turn this camera around so you can get a closer look. Oh, actually, I'll just hand hold it. Yeah, I'll hand hold it. Okay, now I'm going to pour the oil in. I'm going to put a little bit more oil than you need to. And then hopefully, like, that gives us an indication of how hot the pan is, which is really not hot enough in my books. Because, like, if this was so hot, the oil would instantly start steaming up. I'm using olive oil at the moment, so it's also not the highest temperature smoke point oil, which isn't ideal, but that's kind of what I've got. And, like, a lot of the time in the kitchen, you don't have everything. Now I'm just going to put a bit of pepper on it while it's... I should have done this earlier, but anyway, now it's better late than never. And we're going to try to just get that sear on my steak. Put the garlic in now because it's not going to be on for long. So I'm going to put the garlic on. And where's my spatula? Spatula. Just going to coat the garlic in a bit of oil. It's not that hot, see. That smells really good, actually. Got my garlic there. And I wish the pan was hotter, but it'll still probably do an okay job. And now I'm going to just check that the steak's dry, which is dry enough, and then I'm going to pull the oil and then drop it in. Give it a bit of a wiggle. And I can take the other steak and put it on. I don't want to waste this paper, right? So I'm going to use the paper because it's a little bit wet, but I can still extract a bit more moisture on the other steak. Now, this is already fully cooked, right? It's been cooking for a while. I'm just trying to get that little burn flavour on it. So, yeah, I think my pan's not quite hot enough because I'm not getting a great sear, but hopefully it does the job. It's cooled down a bit too. That's the key. I let it cool down a bit. If I took it straight from the sous vide and plopped it on, it would get even hotter. It would be at 50 degrees, or it's 55 degrees, and then get quite hot and then overcook. So it's important to let... Yow! That's hot. It's important to let the steak cool a little before you fry it again. Otherwise, you're gonna give it too much temperature. And that is probably just enough, see? It's giving it a good little char. I'm gonna flip it over and do the other side. And then here's another thing. I'm gonna put a bit of my cumin. Cumin's a spice. It smells great. It's like an Asian spice if you're not familiar with it. And there you go. Now I'll put some cumin on it. And it's gonna spread it around a little. And then I'm gonna flip it again in a minute to get some oil onto that cumin. Oh, look at my garlic. It's really starting to burn. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna flip it over to heat up the cumin a bit, and then put a bit of cumin on this side. That's enough. So the cumin is not fried yet. A little bit more. Yeah, there you go. Cumin's not fried yet, but when you fry it, you know, when you fry it, it will interact with the heat and give it a nice different flavor. So that is enough. Look at that. All my oil's disappeared. I guess it's evaporated, or... Okay, it's enough. It's cooked. Remember, you don't need to let it rest either because it's already properly cooked. Now that bit, I'm just going to sear that just to hide that redness, and then we're done. So I'm going to plate up. Need more space in the kitchen. It's like playing Tetris. This game I love. In fact, I'm gonna do some videos of me playing Tetris because such a good game. Okay. The steak. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cook another one later, but I'm going to just rinse the pan off. Because I don't want all the spices or the cumin in there to overcook. So I'm going to kind of semi-clean the pan in preparation for the next steak. Okay, so there we go. Now, with sous vide, you don't need to let it rest. With the other steak cooking method, the pan or barbecue, you need to let it rest a bit and let the temperature of the steak even out, because the middle and the outer surface will have a big difference, but not if you're sous videing it. So here we go. How's that? I think that looks pretty good. Now to do a bit of a taste test. Well, you look at that while I blow my nose. I've got this dust mite allergy, which is annoying because, like, dust mites are everywhere. They eat your skin pretty much. And the camera's a little warm. I just touched it. It's been getting a little hot, but that's normal. Okay, so my steak, I put the garlic on top, and let's give it a bit of a cut. Look at that. It's red in the middle, and the good thing with the sous vide is it's red all the way to the edge and then just a little bit of char. So instead of, if I pan fried this, it would be a thicker area of cooked area. You know, like it'd be pink and then the grayish, brownish area and then the burn area. But here it's like more pink, a little tiny bit of grey area and then the char area. So I think it looks great. And let's give it a taste test. Oh, you want ASMR? I did it before. It's kind of disgusting. So I'll just eat it normally without putting my mouth to the microphone and making a chewing noise that some people like, but most people will probably be really turned off by. Anyway, time to eat. Delicious. I think I put a little bit too much salt, but that's alright. It is a little bit salty, so I'll probably put a bit less next time. It's a little chewy and rubbery, but not in the make your jaw sore kind of way. It's like a really good level of chewiness. So it's done the job. Let's see, I put it, it's about, let me calculate the hours. I think I put it in yesterday at 5. I'm terrible at maths. Let's just call it an 18 to 20 hour cooking time on 55 degrees Celsius or 130 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's done wonders on this cheap steak. It really has. It's taken the horrible over chewiness and turned it into just the right amount of chewiness. It's not quite Wagyu beef, melt in your mouth because most of it's fat and it's like it costs like 10 times as much. But it's turned this like quite tough steak into a really good steak. It's great. You get away with buying cheaper meats too. So here you go, another one, and there's a good amount of fat on it. Eat the fat. It's not as bad for you as I think the media has made it out to be, unless I'm wrong, and then it will give you a heart attack. But I think from the newer nutrition metering or the developments, fat isn't as bad for you as I used to think. So anyway, I'm going to eat the fat. It's tasty, really. Yeah, definitely. If you should swallow first and get my coffee. But yeah, really, if you can prepare ahead of time enough, save a bit of money, or you get more economy for your steak, and it tastes really good. Impressed. Did waste a few plastic bags, but you can kind of reuse them for the next one. Maybe I'll triple bag it for the next batch. Bit too much salt. Let's taste the garlic, because the garlic actually turned out really good. I could probably do a little bit longer. It's a little bit raw, but it is cooked, but it's not, like not buttery soft. So I guess a little longer on the garlic maybe next time. I'll let it cook a bit longer on a lower heat. But yeah. I think we'll do this similar sort of recipe for this steak from now on. It's quite good. Any other things? Well, the other piece of steak, if I didn't want to eat it right away, I could just keep that in the bag and then just heat it up in like more water, because I already got the bags. I can heat it up in some water, put in the fridge. Next time I want to cook it, quickly put some warmish water over it just to heat it up a little bit, get it to a room temperature level, and then do the same thing. So yeah, if I just took it from the refrigerator and just seared it, it might just be a little bit too cold in the middle and too hot on the outside, if you know what I mean. Or you can put it in the oven for a low heat, but then you're really doing a lot of effort to get a good tasting steak. But kind of cooking is not really about being the most efficient, it's about getting really good food. And I think I have achieved my goal. So you get another look at that. It's too much fat in there. Let me cut a better piece so you can see. You can see. Can't cut with a knife and fork with one hand. There, hopefully you can see that. And then I can get a close-up on that and leave you with this video. So don't forget to unsubscribe from this channel. don't forget to thumbs down. But do check out my other channel where I do some music parodies. It looks a bit too... It doesn't look as pink, actually. Well, I guess that's 55 degrees. It's kind of not that raw. It is a little bit cooked in sous vide. It's kind of 55 degrees. It's kind of like that. See, it's a little bit pink, but not that pink. But it is quite soft, so it does taste softer than you'd expect. It looks like if that was a steak cooked the conventional way, you think, oh, they've overdone it. But it's actually not. It's actually quite juicy and not that chewy. It's good texture. So yeah, I will leave you here. Don't forget to check out my other channel, Juice. I've done 4 parodies on the COVID. I'm going to do a few more later eventually. But yeah, that's my proper channel. I do want people to subscribe and watch that. This one, bit of a practice channel. Don't mind if you just watch it or don't watch it. It's really, well, at least for me, it's for me to practice being comfortable in front of this somewhat awkward and somewhat scary camera, but not now because I've done so many of it. It's like my best friend. It's like you, the viewer that's watching me. It's comfortable, see? Like, it can be me. It's part of the goal of this channel for me. But I hope you did enjoy this because you're still watching it. And yeah, I'll leave the video there. You can check out some other videos on this channel too if you want. Bon appetit!